regardless of your skill level or the game mode that you're playing, you need to be in one of the best offensive playbooks in Madden 26. And don't worry, because I'm breaking down the top 3 playbooks you need to be using to dominate. And if you don't know who I am, I'm BLT. I've dominated and got millions of views showing people how to use the best playbooks and how to get better at this game. You're not going to want to miss this one. Let's jump right into it. All right, first we're going to have our honorable mention, the Benkert Dimes playbook. This playbook's not available, I don't believe, in every game mode, which is why it's an honorable mention. But if you can get it, you should be using it. All right, so we're going to come into this, the Benkert Dimes playbook, okay? They have some good stuff. Obviously, they have their kind of nonsense formations, doubles, wide off, tray, open, strong, empty, wide trips, weak, doubles. Although doubles flex, could be viewed as a good formation here. But we're talking about Benkert Dimes. We're talking about bunch X nasty and bunch tight end, okay? This formation has every single play in bunch X nasty in the game, I believe. So it's all 33 bunch nasty plays, all 36 bunch tight end plays. And BLT, why is that a problem for defenses? Well, we know that bunch X nasty has all kinds of plays that are good, okay? And there's really 2 that I want to highlight from this bunch X nasty formation here. This first one is motion halfback choice, okay? All you have to do, put your tight end on a corner route. I would then stem him up 1 notch like that, and then I would put my B receiver on a shriek. You can leave your corner route or you can custom stem him down. Doesn't really make a difference here, but you're gonna see how that time they ran cover 2, okay? And the thing is, if they run cover 2 or they run cover 3, this is going to be a wide open pass. Do you wanna know why? And I'm sure you do wanna know why, okay? We're gonna look at this defender. When they're running cover 2, they have their safety depth and close with them pinch, okay? So this guy's in a mid read. He's going to have no chance to get back there with a speedy wide receiver. Now, you're playing Mutt or whatever, this guy's fast. That's a little bit different. But a lot of the time, this guy's not going to just be able to catch up with your fastest receiver who you're going to put at this slot, which is why them running cover 2 is essentially useless versus play, and it's never going to work, okay? If they're going to be in, we're going to put them in cover 3 right here, not man coverage. This is the bread and butter defense against this play. Because what you're going to see is we're going to go ahead and put our tight end on a corner out. Again, we're going to stem him 1 notch up. We're going to block our running back. So boom, just like this. We're going to take this snap and you're going to see how you can just pass lead that fade inside of the inside third. It's honestly a bit crazy how that route kind of bends off. If you guys played Madden 16, Madden 17, there were routes that would just bend off the further they ran down the field. And that's kind of what this route is, where he's just going to keep running, but he's eventually just going to bend the route off and you're just going to be able to pass lead it inside. And you're going to say, BLT, where's the other outside third? Well, he's going to get sucked down by this corner out, stand here, and then that's why this is going to be wide open. So that's why this play, motion halfback choice, is so good and why you need to be using it, okay? We're going to come into the next play, which is going to be, again, from this same formation, shift bounce PA double post, okay? Go ahead and put them in a random play once again, and they're going to be in cover 2, okay? So really, with this play against cover 2, all I like to do, again, corner out Watson. I'll stem him down this time, and then I'm going to go ahead and put my tight end on a shriek, okay? You can't block your running back. You just got to wait for him to come in motion. That's how this play works. And then, boom, we're going to see, against cover 2, we're going to be able to split the safeties with that kind of backside post route, okay? That's really the read that you're looking for. He's going to do a great job of running really far up the field. We can see how their mid-read defenders just late. Like he's honestly looking in the backfield here on this play. Sometimes this will be their user. Sometimes this is just going to be wide open. You can also see how if they're going to have shallow hooks, we can just throw our tight end right up the seam. We can also, if you miss a read on this play, you have 3 guys wide open on this play, okay? And so you can really start to take advantage of that when they're in split field, cover 2. But if we go and put them in a cover 3 right here, we're going to put Watson on a corner out. We're going to stem him all the way down. Okay, we're going to put our tight end on a shriek. Then we're going to snap the ball. Okay, he's going to come in motion. Boom, we're going to call it. And you have to throw that crosser on time, okay? It's all about timing with this play. Make sure you're paying attention to this part of the video, okay? Really what I mean by throwing it on time is if we look at the instant replay, okay? It's when this defender comes down, excuse me, not this guy, you can see how he's running up the field a little bit. Now he's gonna come down and he's gonna stop, turn his hips. That's when the ball needs to be coming out, okay? The ball's already been released because I have the timing down this play. This makes it to where this guy can't get back. If you wait a little bit longer, he's gonna be able to recover and take that window away. But when you hit the pass on time, it's super, super easy. So boom, throw it, you're gonna rack it, and it's going to be an easy touchdown, okay? One play touchdown potential, not kidding, against cover 3. So that's why this Benkert Dimes playbook, when we think about all the other plays in Bunch X Nasty, it's gonna be a problem for the defense. And I didn't even cover bunch tight end. But I love Benkert Dimes playbook, and you should too. All right, so you're not gonna wanna miss the last 3 playbooks that we have in this video, so make sure you go down below, hit that subscribe button. All right, so our number 3 playbook is gonna be the San Francisco 49ers playbook, okay? You need to be running this because it's so unique. All right, BLT, what's so good about this San Francisco 49ers playbook, okay? But we're gonna start, we have bunch spread nasty, gives you a little bit of, variability, versatility here with the creativity. Then you have bunch X nasty, as we know, you have bunch Y flex. But really what I'm gonna come and talk about here is going to be this trips X nasty formation. We're gonna talk about that for a little bit, okay? So we're gonna come into this play right here, high-low cross, okay? I've talked about it in a couple of my recent YouTube shorts, how we can utilize high-low concepts to really do a great job of attacking defenses, okay? If we go ahead and motion Jawan Jennings over on this play and then put him on a drag route, okay? You can see how this is gonna create the high-low concept that I'm talking about, okay? I would also probably put Kendrick Bourne on a backside dig like this. The high-low concept, the drag and then the crosser, the drag to Jennings, the crosser to kill, okay? If you're playing against a user defender, it's gonna put him in major conflict. So we're gonna take the snap, and with that time, we're just gonna have the crosser open there, okay? Those underneath hook zone defenders, they come down. This is gonna also work against the computer too. It's a great route concept to attack defenses against the computer. Boom, okay? These hook zones, they're really shallow. This guy's gonna stay down. This guy's not, running up the field. He's kind of chasing him late, but the window's still there for us to throw it, okay? High-low concepts. You can see how I can't really throw this because he's being guarded pretty well by their underneath defenders, which is why you want to have a route over the top. It's all about spacing the field out, spreading the defense out, okay? Because you don't want to just put all your eggs in one basket with just one route combination, okay? But that's really not it with this play, because realistically, you could just call this. You could just put X on a shriek, snap the ball, okay? Because you have a crab route on the field, and crab routes are going to do an absolutely fantastic job of getting underneath those underneath zones, okay? And you're gonna be able to throw those passes, you're gonna get great rack animations, and you're gonna be able to throw it, okay? Christian McCaffrey here, you can see this is a pass pretty much behind the line of scrimmage. And we're able to turn this into a 15-yard gain. You're able to make dudes miss after the catch, but that's really set up by just a great pass by Brock Purdy, giving us a good rack animation, and you're going to be able to attack. Okay, that's the crab route. The backwards flat is way better than, even if you just put Jawan Jennings on a zig. Okay, if you just put Jawan Jennings on a zig, you can see how this defender is just going to be able to come up and make that tackle. But by utilizing that grab route, you give our guy a little bit more space to run. You force the underneath defenders to drop back a little bit. And you can also see it's going to be great against man coverage, okay? We're going to go ahead and put them in man coverage here. You're going to see this guy that's manned up on the crab route. You can see how, again, pass behind the line of scrimmage, we're able to pick up 12 yards, okay? So really with that play high-low cross, it gives you a great opportunity to call high-low concepts, and it also gives you a great opportunity to utilize the best route in the game, the flood concept, okay? But we're really not done there, because if you guys are tired of losing to cover 4 defenses, okay, I have a cover 4 beater for you, okay? So they're gonna be just in, shaded down cover 4 right here, and we're just gonna snap the ball, all right? Snap the ball, look right up the seam to Kittle. Okay, you can see how if we look at the instant replay, those deep zones, they turn outside, those inside quarters, and then it's all about the timing. Okay, boom, we throw it, and as soon as I or really I'm throwing it, anticipating them breaking outside. You can see how this guy turns outside. You can see how this guy kind of turns outside too. And so then we're just able to let the pass rip, okay? You're gonna see, take the snap, wait for them to turn outside, and then we cut it loose, okay? It's all about the timing. You don't wanna throw it too early, but you don't wanna throw it too late, okay? Really, you're reading that guy on the left, okay? As soon as he turns his hips outside to go to the sideline to stop whatever's on the field, boom, that's when we let it go, okay? Look at the replay. Boom, he turns outside, now I let it go. And now it's a dot because I'm able to pass lead it to the left. Boom. And then we're able to rack it for a touchdown, okay? And it's not, I actually almost forgot that it's not just against cover 4 shaded down. They call cover 2 right here. You're gonna see, look at that mid-read defender in the middle of the field. He's gonna get glitched out too. All right, versus this route. I have no idea why this happens. I don't really understand it from EA's perspective, but I just know it's the case, okay? Boom, take the snap. This guy's turning outside. He's running out towards the sideline now. And so then we're just gonna be able to throw this pass right up the seam. Easy touchdown, okay? You need to start utilizing this 49ers playbook to start dominating and shredding every single defense that you play against. All right, so our second best playbook in this game is going to be the Kansas City Chiefs playbook. They have some of the most unique formations in the game, and let me show you how to use their playbook. All right, so when we come in here, we talk about the Chiefs playbook, okay? Tight Y off, Y off trips nasty, bunch strong nasty, bunch X nasty. Okay, they have the same play that I broke down earlier in the video from the bunch X nasty with the soft bounce PA double post. And then obviously they have a bunch of other formations here from, bunch X nasty that are going to be very tough to stop, okay? Then they get into their trio action. You have tight open. So this Chiefs playbook has a lot of stuff, and they've actually gotten a lot better over the last few years, okay? But really what I want to come in here and focus on is the actually the wide trail from the bunch strong nasty. So let me go ahead and put Patrick Mahomes in the lineup here, okay? So we're going to put RB on a shriek, and we're going to block our running back. This is the route combination that I like from wide trail because you're going to see we're just going to be able to split them in the middle of the field against cover 2 and cover 3 with our backside post, giving you receivers that can catch the ball, okay? You can put 2 receivers or 3 receivers on the field. It's really just up to you and your kind of, personnel grouping, but then you're able to see right there, Travis Kelce, absolutely demolish that Jets defense, okay? Right? Beat the press man. So again, this play has man beating potential. It has zone beating potential. If you want to send your running back on a table route, you can do that too. More man coverage here, which just means more hitting our drag underneath. So you can see how really just for one route combination, you're able to attack every single defense at every single layer of the defense, okay? So boom, you're going to see right here, we're just going to hit our backside trail route in the middle of the field. That's a great route, to be able to attack and be able to use. But we're going to go through it one last time here. Boom, take it, man coverage, and we're just going to try to let that pass go over the top. Rasheed Rice, right? So man coverage, they're going to have a tough time, okay? Let's just make that very clear. This post route, you can see how he's going to increase separation to the top of his route, and if they're in cover 0, he's going to have a whole lot of field to work with over the top. Okay, this trail route from the tight end's also going to do a pretty good job of beating man coverage as he continues to run across the field. And then lastly, or really firstly, you should be hitting your drag here. This is an easy first down on a first down to keep the chains moving, okay? So that's one of the best plays that you can utilize in this game. But something else that I like from the from the Chiefs playbook is you could use this down in the red zone. You could really use this from any place on the field. We come into RPO read Y flat, okay, from the Y off trips nasty. Super toxic, okay? You have a tight end flat route that is going to do a great job given that your guys can hold blocks. It's going to do a great job of just giving you an easy completion out here. Hopefully you can get a better rack, but just such an easy completion out on the sideline. And that just helps you, stay ahead of the chain. So there you see, boom, I'm going to have to run. That's so weak from Kelce to not run that guy over. But, we know about it. RPOs, right? That time we just absolutely whiff our block. So, I'm still a fan of passing over running, even calling RPOs, just because there's a lot of variability here. Kelce's just getting wrapped up, man. This is sad. Is he washed? Should he retire now that Mahomes is severely hurt. That time, good job by them. Sometimes you can hand the ball off too, but this is why I say this is a great quick snap play. If you want to audible to this play, that time just hand the ball off and try to pick up yards, okay? The key coaching point is if the defensive end drops out, like you've seen in the last couple of plays, okay? If this linebacker drops out here to guard this, then you just hand it off. That's really the guy that you're reading, or really just a read key defender. Boom, you can see it again. You can keep it with your quarterback too if you just hold the A button. So that's something that you can do. Boom, keep it with Mahomes, and then I'm able to, take off. A lot of people aren't going to expect you to do that. So that's why the RPO is great. You can hand it off to your running back. You can hold A, keep the ball with your quarterback. But most of the time, you're going to be looking to throw that pass out there, to your tight end. Boom, easy completion, easy pickup down the sideline for you. All right, so our number one playbook is one that you probably haven't seen a whole lot of people use. It's the Jets. Let me show you. All right, so if we come into the New York Jets playbook, you're going to see, okay, what do we get here? We're going to get split close, which there's a pro player that loves running split close, always has, and he's so annoying to play against. But we're going to come into doubles, Y off, flex close. This is a super great formation here that, we're going to break down because, it's just, a lot of pro players love running this, okay? So boom, we're going to come into PA snag, one hot route, put your tight end on a streak, snap the ball. This play's going to do a great job against every single coverage, okay? If they don't put flats on the field, we make them respect the flats, okay? It's always going to be like that. And if you guys watch me, I'm always going to tell you that right there. That's going to be man coverage. And our post route is going to do a great job of, just torching their man coverage, making it very tough for them to run that coverage. Okay, boom, cover zero blitz. And so again, another more of the post route, hit a juke, and we're able to get out of there, okay? So this play gives you a lot of great options. If we go ahead and put them in, more zone coverage here, and we kind of look over the top, to some of those routes, this backside post to X is going to do a great job too. But right here, we're just not going to throw it. We're just going to hit our post route once again. It's such a weird route because it's not like a traditional post. It's like a short post, and like he's going to get to the perfect spot of the defense, but he's also going to be able to create separation against man-to-man coverage. So you're going to be able to see, we throw it again. That time he drops it. Might have had my backside post open, certainly had my flat. So it's really all about making the reads. This time you're going to see man coverage, that backside post is going to do a great job. So again, really these Jets don't have great receivers, but they're still able to get open just because we're calling really good route concepts and we're calling really good plays. And then obviously if we come back into the Jets playbook, we come into, bunch, strong nasty. They obviously have motion cross posts. You're never going to see a playbook breakdown from anyone without motion cross post being a, main headline play. But this play beats every coverage. They're going to be in a random defense here, and we're just going to this time look to our crab route. Wow, they just didn't let me control my player there. But the crab route, I talked about it earlier in the video from a different trips X nasty, but here we're utilizing it in bunch X nasty, okay? And it's just going to do a great job here. They're going to be in more of another defense, and just look at that, ag. Not the greatest read of all time. You're really looking for that route to run over the top of the flat zones, and then you're going to throw it. So again, this plays great. One hot route beats every defense. Boom, crab route once again. This time they let me control my player, and we throw a backwards flat behind the line of scrimmage, and we pick up 20 yards because of the glitchiness, of the route. So again, you can literally call, like I said, motion cross pose up and down the field here. Boom, we can hit our drag right there. Pursuit angle is not the greatest in this game, and so again, we're able to pick up 20 yards by hitting a simple drag. So really with bunch X nasty, there's so many great things that you can do. This flat route, to your running back from spacing switch is literally glitchy. He's going to do a great job of, getting out to the flat a little bit sooner, which is really going to help you out against, a lot of your zone coverages, okay? But then Jets also has, bunch tight end for you to audible to. RPO alert bubble is really good. They also, if you watch one of my earlier videos, the card will be on the top, in the top right, where I broke down how you can utilize these these RPOs to still get flat routes in the field, okay? And so you can certainly do that here from Jets. So boom, that time you break a tackle, but this RPO is always going to be very, very good for you, and it's going to be very, very tough for them to stop. So overall, the New York Jets playbook, one that not a lot of people run, but it it has an argument to be the best playbook in the game, okay? You have a bunch tight end, you have a bunch X nasty, you even have trips offset, you have, doubles wide off, close, nasty. You have a lot of different formations that you can really take advantage of. So start using the Jets playbook if you really want to score some points. All right, so now you have the blueprint of the best offensive playbooks in the game, but if you really want to start dominating on defense, check out this video right here where I break down the best defensive playbooks in the game. I'll see you on the next one. Peace.